So let's talk about more about Natasha Akbuti-Uduaghan, because we've been hearing stories of recall. You know, we saw what happened last week with videos of people who claimed they were asked to come for empowerment, only for them to be made to sign signature, started asking them to sign signature. Some of them, even illiterate people, refused. And today, Monday, we saw a group of people led by a young lady who's claimed to be, who identified herself as Omole Charity Ijashe, that went to INEC to submit a petition claiming they have 250,000 signatures to recall Natasha Akbuti-Uduaghan, that she is their representative. Now, I want to show you a video, but before I show you that video, let me tell you something. Look at that thing on the wall. In the last election, the senatorial election that Natasha won, with the results with which she was rigged out of the election, the total votes of the result was less than 110,000 votes. Total that voted for all the candidates. Then the one with which the tribunal declared her winner was also less than 110,000 votes in total for all candidates. But all of a sudden, we are waking up to see some imaginary 250,000 people have signed a petition to recall Natasha. Let's watch this video.
Confidence in her because of her gross misconduct in the Senate that led us to a 6-month suspension where Kogi Central will not be represented at the National Assembly, the Senate arm. So we have come to recall her back so that we can have a representative in the Senate, because as a people, we cannot afford not to have a representative in the Senate arm for another 1 year. So we are here to tell INEC to please follow the constitutional process for a recall so that our recall process can begin. That's why we're here.
Okay. So have you submitted or?
We submitted our petition. It's been received. All other documents have been received. This is the acknowledgement copy of the petition.
Is it the entire constituency or just a group of people? Under which platform are you representing?
Okay, it is a concerned Kogi youth and women.
Okay.
Yes.
And who is bankrolling this?
Talking about bankroll is a personal business, or it's a personal thing. We are members of our constituents, and we are saying we don't want her anymore because you cannot afford not to have a representative. So nobody is bankrolling. We are the one that voted her, and we are saying we don't want her anymore. So we're not. Nobody is bankrolling. Nobody is having any personal issue with her. It is just what it is. The game is the game.
Okay, when you say you come to submit petition,
Yes,
you have
please.
is it a process that maybe you have collected the signature already or you're about to do that? What are the things you have done already?
Okay, thank you very much. We all know the INEC rules. You cannot submit a petition without having to go and get signatures of registered voters, and that's why we're now saying, as a people, we are recalling her back from the Senate because we have gotten what it takes to recall her back from the Senate.
Like how many number of
So that young lady, they identified herself as Omole Charity Ijashe. And according to her, she's the chairperson of one Kogi Women Development Association. The association claim are the ones that are initiating this petition. Now, but we've come to realize that it's not true. That this young lady, she's a politician and a member of APC and the senior special assistant on women and youth mobilization for Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo. You can see her Facebook profile there. You can see her pictures. Just watch. See. Proof. But she stood. She went to INEC. She stood before cameras. Thank God I had somebody asking her, one journalist asking her who is bankrolling this. She went to the camera, stood before cameras and lied. Look at her, honorable, whatever. But she lied. So imagine politicians sponsoring her, sponsoring this thing. Of course, we know the issue of seat. How did it get to this level? And a lot of you young people are supporting this. The funny thing about this whole thing is that a lot of you young people supporting this thing, some of you have graduated 5-10 years. You are no jobs. And you are supporting this kind of illegality. You are supporting this kind of injustice. You are supporting this kind of impunity. What you fail to understand is you are doing it to yourselves. A lot of you might end up graduating and retiring without jobs at this level. What you should do is demand for rule of law, demand for the right thing to be done in the country. Because if it is done, people like this will be punished severely, and then other people will be afraid. The leaders too will be punished. They will be afraid, and then they will do what exactly is right. That is when you can get job. That is when you will get the dividends of a democracy. Good governance. There is no good governance in the midst of impunity. No good governance in the midst of injustice. It's not possible. But all of you are supporting it. All this is because of argument over seat. The same thing that happened between Akpabio, when Akpabio was in the 8th Senate, when Saraki was Senate President, that almost resulted into fight between Akpabio and Senator Dine Malai. For how long? The Senator Saraki didn't suspend Akpabio. But look at the kind of strict punishment, the kind of punishment they gave to Natasha. Over what? And as if that is not enough, they are trying to recall her through the back door just to shut her up. And you are clapping for that kind of a thing. You are doing yourself, my brother and my sister. You will suffer it.